Nice. Wow, we have so many Protoss going through. Do we have any?
Yeah.
How many Zergs do we have going through? Oh my god, did I actually just accidentally kill all the Zergs? I mean, not me,
Wait.
but
Wait. Yeah. I mean, we got what? Trudage and Bakuryu, and is that it?
yeah. I mean, only one of those two will advance, right? It won't even
Yeah.
be.
So, yeah. Exactly. Wow.
uh,
Okay.
I mean, I guess I'll take. We can take a look at the bracket after the series.
Oh
Actually,
yeah.
this is going to be our last series of the night, guys. So after this, I will look at the bracket. If you don't want to get spoiled for some reason, if you want to like watch the rest of the replays yourself, I don't know if we'll do another cast, but you know, if you don't want to get spoiled, you can just close your eyes and ears and I don't know. But yeah, we'll have a look after this. But first, Vanatir versus dsaqwe, game number 1. Here we
Yeah,
go.
let's go.
Oh, I'm being told by Tupac that there was also Julia versus Zerg in one of the other matches, so there will be at least another Zerg.
So at least 2 Zergs. How many Protoss? I think relatively balanced. It seems, right?
Yeah, that's actually really, really nice. I'm very happy about how this has turned out. Anyway, in the meantime, we have dsaqwe here at the bottom right as the red Protoss, and Vanatir as the yellow Protoss at the bottom left.
Nice. Okay, so who do you favor for this? I mean, in this PvP, because we've seen a good amount of games, I think, from dsaqwe, and I don't remember if we've seen many from Vanatir.
dsaqwe is one of those guys that sometimes plays amazing StarCraft. Like, he's taken games off Korean ex-pros on Fish, and sometimes he just loses to like the dumbest things I've ever seen. Like, I remember casting an hour-long game where he lost to like some C- Zerg, or maybe it was like a C+ Zerg. I don't want to be that mean, but he definitely lost to a Zerg that he should not have. I think he was even winning that game. Oh, you know what it was? I think it was Malkia. It was Malkia versus dsaqwe. That was just a ridiculously long game. But anyway, so dsaqwe, yeah, I always have really high hopes for him, and he very often disappoints me. So I don't wanna hope too much here. Vanatir, on the other hand, is yeah, I mean he's what am I trying to say here? He plays a lot of games. He comments a lot in threads, so I know his name. But I don't know if he's ever gotten to like A rank. I'm pretty sure he's just like a B plus-ish Protoss. At least last I heard. It might have changed since then. I'm a bit out of touch with the current scene.
Well, I mean, I've seen Vanatir quite a lot on the National Wars, and
yeah,
he is at least he's solid. What I'm trying to say is he rarely makes very bad mistakes, or gets called badly on what to do. He strikes me as the kind of player that maybe is not as clutch or capable as other high players, but he definitely understands quite well the game. So we'll have to see. But I mean, I favor dsaqwe a little bit in here, but again, PvP can be a volatile matchup.
Yeah, I think that may play the biggest role here is whether either player does like a risky build or something, or one player goes DTs and the other player, doesn't get ups in time, something like that. Could at least decide one of these games. But we shall see. We shall see. You never know. Jade has actually had a decent... I remember there were quite a few PvPs on this map in Pro League, and some of them ended like hilariously. Like I think there was a draw where both players had like one DT and one cannon left or something, and I don't know, silly games like that.
Yeah, I mean, in PvP, a lot of weird things can happen. I even remember, like, when I was starting on, just basically having a draw because I killed the Nexus with Dragoons, but I couldn't do anything because I was contained in a weird way. So yeah, there's a lot of strange things that can happen, but at this point in the tournament, I'd be a little bit surprised if they wanted to go for something crazy, unless the first game goes very one-sided.
Yeah. We already have one divergence here. Vanatir has completely skipped Zealots. He went straight for Dragoon. And unfortunately for dsaqwe, he took pretty much the longest possible scout path. He went cross-map, then top right, then cross-map again. So, Vanatir also is scouting, the complete wrong direction. So, neither player is going to have any idea what the other's doing. The only thing I think... sorry. No, go ahead. I don't think interesting to say.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that So that should usually mean both players go in Robo, but we see Vanatir already with the Sivda. And
Sneaky.
at the same time, the dsaqwe is just getting 2 gate range.
I like that Vanatir's still getting his goon range, even though he's going DTs. So he's not necessarily completely all in on this. His goons are actually still useful. This is he's potentially also getting goon range because, or just in case his opponent's going for some aggressive 3-gate opening, which I think is actually quite strong on this map. Due to it being a reverse ramp map, I would actually recommend Protoss players go for like goon pressure builds. But that might be what Vanatir also knows. So he's going 2-gate goons with range, so he doesn't straight up die to like 3-gate goon, and then just counters with DTs and kills him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and look at the scout with the probe. Actually gets in, sees everything.
Yeah. Oh, I see. This is what I mean. Good pressure.
Yeah.
The Zealot actually plays a pretty big role here. This guy's going to tank a lot of free shots. This is exactly what Vanatir needs to do. He needs to engage only the Dragoons. It's just unfortunate that he got caught a little bit off, so he's actually going to lose pretty much everything here. Now it's going to be down to the DTs, and the problem now is instead of attacking with 2 DTs, he needs 1 to defend and 1 to attack.
Yeah.
And it's going to be close.
I mean, the probe actually sees the robo timing. He could actually put a pylon and block one of the gateways if he wanted to, but yeah, I mean, this is pretty much game. I mean, the DTs are even defending because they can't actually. I mean, he's gonna lose a lot of economy. At the same time, there is going to be enough by the time that this stops. So
yeah, this was just okay. Looking back on this, what Vanatir needed to do there, as soon as he saw equal goon counts plus a zealot, he should immediately retreat down the ramp and defend from the bottom of the ramp. Yes, you want to not reveal the DTs. The risk of the goons coming down here will see your tech, but if you don't do that, you die. So, so it's quite important that that he does that. And dsaqwe just being super paranoid here, going both cannons and obs. This is actually unnecessary. The observer should have an immediate observer should have been in time for the DT. So I don't think the cannons are completely necessary, but it's not the end of the world. I think he's doing fine anyway.
Vanatir is expanding. Now that's interesting.
This is good. I think this is correct.
Yeah, I mean, but the main problem. Wait, the cannon investment actually is gonna make up for the difference.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I think on the surface it looks crazy, and I was originally gonna have be like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. But if you think about it, he's a little bit behind in the economy. He's actually not that far behind, but he's a little bit far behind. But what he does have is he has a bit of map control with it's interesting because like if I was Vanatir, I would not have expected dsaqwe to make these cannons. Normally the Protoss would not make the cannons; they would just go for the obs. But that means that if you only have the 1 obs, you can't leave your base. Because if the DT counterattacks and you don't have these cannons, you could just immediately lose, just like really stupidly, even though you have the game in the bag, right? So you have to play defensively until you have track of the Dark Templars, or you have obs in multiple locations, and by that time the Nexus is already done, right?
Wait, but check this out. The dsaqwe is actually going for the DT tech himself, and considering that he has a robo.
Yeah.
He can actually hit 2 locations if there is a cannon at the front.
Yeah, Vanatir should at least have a forge now. I'm a little bit surprised he doesn't. It's actually quite important that he has the forge by now. Or at least has started it.
So weird, because that attack from the dsaqwe gave him the time to survive a possible DT, and he was quite close with getting the observer anyway, so he was relatively okay. Now it seems like it's Vanatir who might take a small advantage, but that might be completely negated because there's a shuttle coming up, and this is a 1 base 4 gateway build, which will start with DTs and most likely follow up by a very strong attack.
Yeah, and the observer sees everything, so he knows exactly where to drop. I wonder if he'll be in time to just drop the robo and kill it before an observer can come out, because that will obviously end the game instantly.
Yeah. Whoa, the DTs are showing themselves.
The DTs are killing the other DTs.
But that gave all the information that probably Vanatir needed to know how to react. I mean, he's making the forge and the observatory at the same time.
Yeah, I wonder if dsaqwe's reasoning is that the detection won't be in time anyway, so it doesn't actually matter.
Maybe.
But I think
secondary forge at the front. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, I think it's not the case. I think the observer is going to be in time here. He's not making it for some reason. I think Vanati needs to start this observer right now. No, the DTs are going back. Okay, so 1 DT in the main base. Actually, I wonder if the front DTs were a distraction. So, you know, dsaqwe's like, oh my god, DT's in the front. Yeah, look at this. He's not paying attention to the main. The DT in the main is killing everything. He has no idea.
Yeah, that's bad. That DT.
Hello. Hello.
Yep. Nope.
Hello.
Yeah, he's just gonna get more kills.
Look, I bet Vanatir's so happy now. He's like, yeah, I killed the DT at the front. And he looks at his main. He's like, oh.
That's what happened.
Oh.
And just like that, the game again turns on its head.
Yep, that's pretty much game right there.
Well, that's PvP. I mean, this is how things go.
Yep, that is PvP for you. 18 kill DTs, that's what's up. This is exactly the thing that dsaqwe was defending against, by the way, when he built those cannons. Like, even though the cannons look a bit silly, this one move can decide an entire game, and it's just so easy to do. It's like, you know, if you're the player with the DT, it's not like you have to do any kind of fancy mic or anything. It's not like you're a Zerg player doing fancy Vita mic. You're just like, oh, put the DT in the middle line, just leave it there for a couple seconds, and boom, all the probes are dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Vanatir is significantly behind.
I think he's going all in.
Yes, it seems so, because he's producing still probes from his main, which obviously kind of like trying to catch up a little bit, but and even attacking from the low ground, oof, risky at say the least.
Yeah, I don't know why he's here if he's not gonna all in. This position doesn't particularly do anything useful, so he's just leaving now. He's like, okay, never mind, I'm out. I guess he scouted with an observer.
That pylon at the, what is it, at 12 o'clock or something like that?
What the hell?
Yeah, what's that?
I don't like it. What the? Okay.
And wait, actually the main from Vanatir is still completely susceptible to DT drops.
Yeah. It definitely is. I like how the shuttle is just spotting now behind dsaqwe's natural as well. It's cool. Still being useful. And now the observer, of course, is going to go check for hidden bases, because dsaqwe knows that's pretty much Vanatir's only chance right now.
I gotta say that I would probably not think about that if I was dsaqwe right now. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I would probably be saying, okay, I'm ahead, I need to keep my, you know...
Oh, that pylon was for a base. He just blocked his own nexus. Wait, does that actually block? Like, could you actually make that nexus 1x higher? I don't know if you can, actually. Can you make that 1x higher? Does that, is that actually block? Because I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that that's actually blocking. That might actually be okay.
No. Well, it's still, I mean, you still really didn't want to get scouted that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, yeah.
I mean, a DT is going that way. I think what you should do is just leave the DT in a position that basically, if there are no cannons, then you wait for the probe transfer and you start killing them. But if there are cannons, then you go for it.
Yeah, I agree. And he agrees as well!
Okay,
nice.
That's nice.
Good call.
Okay, so, hey, wait a second, there's... Okay, only Archons now coming up from Vanatir. What is the dsaqwe's composition? Okay, he has 2 High Templars and a shuttle that seem to be wanting to go for a drop. Because I was looking at both armies and I was thinking they're still making just Zealot Dragoon. You know what? Oh, he's attacking it now. Okay, the Nexus.
Oh, lame.
Okay.
Lame. Looks like there was a mistiming on the transfer as well to dsaqwe's third. He's got a little probe train going on here.
Yeah. Well,
just for a quick random note, for anyone wondering why distance mining probes would transfer to the main, and not to the natural Nexus, even though this is closer, is that Broodor is stupid and it only calculates the air distance and not the ground distance when returning minerals for some reason. So it goes to the main. Uh-oh, but there's a Storm Drop here at the natural. Ah, Storm! And how's your eco, bro?
Oh, what eco? I mean,
yeah.
The main problem now, I think, is that dsaqwe is the one doing damage when he was the one ahead. So, how coming back from this position for Vanatir, the only thing that can go wrong, really, is if both actually get close to max, and dsaqwe gets a very bad engagement. But apart from that, I don't see much of a comeback for him. It's gonna be so hard at this point.
I agree. I mean, he's down 40 supply. Third, that sneaky 12 o'clock Nexus is dead. Obs and DT checking all the bases. Oh man, he's actually going back in here. Alright, let's do it again. Storm again. Storm! Hey! 13 kills, 14 kills, and 8 kills.
Okay, the shuttle is empty. I was thinking that... Wait, what the... There's almost no pros, like, anywhere for... Like, it's 27 right now, but that's... Against 52, so... Yeah.
Yeah, those two High Templar got 22 pro kills between them, which is pretty sweet. It's pretty nice. It's pretty good.
And the shuttle is still chilling, like, in the main.
Dude, this shuttle is so BM. He's just taunting him right now.
And it's dead.
It's okay. He died with Valor.
Well, I mean... Okay, the dsaqwe should be able to take this fight relatively well, but the high ground and the storms... Wait, are there any storms?
Well, he's just morphed another Archon.
Oh,
Here we go.
Storm's not done.
It's 2-0 against 1-0, by the way, in favor of dsaqwe. And, well, he's fighting uphill. Does he have storms? He does have storms. Those will help a lot. Storming on the incoming Dragoons. Again, the high ground is doing really nice for Vanatir, and it's going to be really, really close here.
Yeah, and first storm actually dealing good damage. So, I don't understand this. Like, okay, he's still 40 supply down. Vanatir is still 40 supply down, but that kind of engagement from the dsaqwe, that, I don't know, maybe he thought he just basically did so much economical damage that he should basically roll over, but...
I mean, technically he was right. If that was a flat ground fight, he would have won that. Yeah. But not only did he attack uphill, but he had a worse arc. Actually, Vanatir had a better concave because he had more Dragoons coming from the bottom side. And those Archons actually did quite a bit of damage, just attacking downhill as well, so that was quite nice.
Well, okay, so it's 1-1 for Vanatir now. And the dsaqwe was 2-0 in upgrades. Still massively ahead in supply, and I think the economy should still be better for Vanatir. Sorry, for the dsaqwe. Yeah, so... I mean, the main problem is, even if you can get to a relatively good position as Vanatir from this point, how do you get a fourth?
You can't, without winning another huge engagement, and that engagement would have to be in the open ground, or even attacking uphill, which would be even worse. It's actually interesting. Well, a couple things to know. One, there's only 2 guys on the main gas in dsaqwe's base, which kind of bugs me, because it's not even depleted yet. And 2, it's interesting to see the upgrade difference. We have 2-0 against 1-1, right? Normally, you would expect players to go for the attack upgrade. Is that a normal thing to do? Like, I feel like not only is that better, but more people do that. Like, I think it's better to have 2-0 than 1-1. Now, to be fair, 2-0 is more expensive. The second level upgrade costs a little bit more, it takes a little bit longer. But I think it's better.
You know, the thing that is still bothering me is that the dsaqwe is mostly on Zealot Dragoon.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're right.
And, you know, if you get like 7 Archons, which obviously are not cheap, but if you get like 7...
Oh, Storm Drop!
Not as good as it could have been, but still dealing a good amount of damage.
Good reaction there from Vanatir.
Yeah, I mean, the dsaqwe definitely has the potential to remax. Oh, okay, person coming in, so basically gonna start with the Archons as well. So probably next engagement should go really nice for the dsaqwe. Even in that, from that lower ground, should probably be much better, especially with the items.
Yeah. I mean, obviously melee units don't care about the ramp at all, so it helps a lot. 2DT is interestingly wandering around the left side. I'm not really sure what they hope to accomplish for Vanatir here. There's already cannons protecting the top right base. But it looks like Vanatir is starting to move out a little bit. He's about 30 supply down, but he does have the Archon advantage for now, which actually is quite important in a big engage. Looks like, oh, the Zealots actually have found these DTs, just trying to run them down.
Yeah, there was an observer there all the time, dsaqwe, so...
Very interesting.
Well, alright, so there's still a pretty big army disparity, plus 3 done. Oh, there we go, the attack is gonna commence. And this time is Vanatir who's attacking from the lower ground.
Yeah, but he has the army advantage though. He's got 3 Archons extra, and dsaqwe's army isn't all together, so he's only fighting with a portion of his army here. Looks like he's bringing the reinforcements now. These reinforcements are going to be huge. More High Templar coming in, and there we go, the big storms on the Dragoons here, and I think dsaqwe with those reinforcements is going to clean up. It looked okay for the beginning, but just not enough for Vanatir.
I mean, it's just a slow, painful death now for Vanatir. I mean, he knows that if he doesn't get a... he's gonna lose it anyway. And he really doesn't have a good way to get out of here, so...
I don't think he has any way to get out of here. That contain is pretty tight. I mean, maybe you could try sneaking around the side, potentially, but there's not really any way for him to go. Yeah. I
mean... The thing is, though, that Vanatir was never doing things like, for example, storm dropping, while dsaqwe was also doing these kind of harassments. So the lead has been just growing and growing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it's funny because when you're behind, like, you need to do those things to come back, but at the same time, it's harder to invest the money in that, and when you're ahead, it's much easier to do that, and even if it doesn't work, you're like, well, you know, a couple High Templar, I lost, it doesn't really matter. So, oh god. Gee, the main army all goes to the left side to get a base. dsaqwe counterattacks and it's instant GG. I wasn't even paying attention there. Wow.
Yep. That's just... that was fast. I knew the ending.
Oh man. Unexpected. I thought they were just going to turtle it out for a little longer, but nope. Instant counterattack. I like that by dsaqwe actually. Very decisive.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Alright, so going into game number 2 then. dsaqwe versus Vanatir. Vanatir now.
So, PvP on Overwatch? Wow.
Yeah, I feel like if it stays on a normal like 1 or 2 base PvP, which is what PvP often ends up being, I don't think the map is going to make a huge difference here.
Probably not.
I'm just looking at a picture now. Yeah, I mean, I guess the natural is pretty easily droppable, but other than that, there's nothing too exciting here. So
I mean, you can get caught off maybe in the middle somehow with lower ground or something like that, but yeah, apart from that, just...
Yep. I guess we'll have to find out then. There we go.
Let's see.